Working Man Radio.
Your soul is dog.
That's right.
You're an emotional fucking.
That's right.
I don't know any more than what I'm telling you, other than I lie. I flat out freaking lie.
That's right. It's time for Rush Limbaugh's Lie of the Day.
Every single thing about you is ugly.
The all-out propaganda effort against Obamacare continued. There was an NBC News story that, by the way, helps the propaganda effort. So Rush Limbaugh was right there to echo that story.
NBC Nightly News just found out that Obamacare is forcing employers to convert full-time workers to part-timers.
All right, now notice the word, the magic word. It is forcing them. They're being forced. They have no choice. Now, contained within the use of that word, forcing them. They have no choice. Contained within that word is an attack. There's a counterattack on Rush Limbaugh's defense of capitalism in there. There's a counterattack. See, this is one of these people talk about the iron laws of economics. It's all the iron laws of economics. The iron laws of economics will not permit the furnishing of benefits to employees. It will not permit employees to earn a decent living wage. The conservatives say, no, we just can't afford. Wait a minute. Let's listen to the details of this story.
So anyway, here's Lisa Myers, and we have two sound bites. She is the investigative correspondent, and we have 2 bites on her report. Here's the first one.
Luke Perfect has worked at a Subway franchise in Maine for a decade, but he recently was told his hours would be cut to 29 a week.
It's very tough. I'm scratching by as it is with overtime.
Luke's boss, Lauren Goodrich, who owns 21 Subway franchises, says it's all because of the new health care law. Employers must provide health insurance to anyone working 30 or more hours a week. Goodrich says his small business can't afford that.
Now, let me show you something, because there's a little telling thing, and this is one of those things where this is where you can learn about the mechanics of how capitalism works. This story contains the refutation of trickle-down economics. Now, let me show it to you. In the story, who is his employer? His employer is a, quote, small business owner. Just how small a business owner is he? Well, he owns 21 Subway franchises. Here's the question. This is the question that shows you what capitalism is and why trickle-down economics is hogwash. How did he accumulate 21 Subway franchises? Did he hit the lottery and buy them all at once? Did he inherit a fortune and buy them all at once? Maybe. But the ordinary way that people build up their friends, the way Sam Walton built his chain of discount department stores was one at a time. You open up a Subway franchise and you make money. You make profits and you put your profits aside and you accumulate enough profits so that you can buy another Subway franchise and then another Subway franchise. And when you've got 3 or 4 of them working, you might be able to start buying them 2 at a time. Where are the profits coming from? That first Subway franchise, where are the profits coming from? Paying for the next Subway franchise. Does this guy that owns this 21 Subway franchises, did that guy raise the beef, slaughter the cows, churn the cheese, pick the vegetables, pick the tomatoes, pick the lettuce? Did he bake the bread? Did he put all that on, assemble that all into a sandwich for you? I'm talking about the guy that owns the franchises. If you go into one of his franchises, you will never see this guy. Who are you paying to make your sandwich? You're paying for a sandwich. Who's making the sandwich? Who are you paying your money to have make a sandwich for you? You're paying the money to the franchise, but the guy that's doing the work is that guy behind the counter who just took your order. You can see the guy. You can talk to him. The owner of the franchise is selling you something that guy behind the counter is making for you. The guy behind the counter is the one's doing something for you. The guy that owns the franchise is doing nothing for you. He's taking more of that money and he's accumulating it. It's called profits. He's accumulating that money, and that's where the next franchise comes from. That guy making your sandwich is getting a tiny fraction of what you're paying for him to make it. And then the owner, who did nothing for you, is buying another franchise and another franchise and another franchise and another franchise. There is money enough in what you pay for a sandwich to build his fortune for him, to build his fortune in 21 franchise locations. He's making enough money to accumulate more and more and more Subway franchises, but there's not enough money to pay that guy who's making your sandwich to provide him with health insurance. And, by the way, to provide him with a decent living wage. We just can't afford it. This is what Limbaugh tells you. We just can't afford it. The capitalism will allow one guy to accumulate profits and build an empire of 21 locations. I have 21 locations and counting. Soon I will have 30. Soon I will have 50. But I just can't afford to furnish a living to the people who are making my fortune for me. Because he is making his fortune one sandwich at a time. And the guy making the sandwich isn't him. It's a guy he refuses to furnish even a living to. A fortune for me. Wage slavery for those making my fortune. Labor is the source of all wealth. I just showed you the mechanics, the hard-nosed, real-world mechanics of how labor makes fortunes. That's how it does it. Visit that guy's Subway franchises, and you will see it in action. That's what a wonderful system capitalism is. Tell that moron at the water cooler. Let me show you capitalism is such a wonderful system that one man may accumulate a fortune while the people making what he sells struggle to get by. That's the wonderful system that capitalism is. Start pointing this out. Do you know somebody who's caught in this trap? Do you know somebody who's gotten word that their hours are going to be reduced? Make sure they know who to blame it on. Make sure they know that they can blame it on capitalism. Because according to Limbaugh himself, there's only enough for the millionaires. There's not enough for the rest of us. I'm Joe Lyles. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment.
You've been listening to Working Man Radio with Joe Lyles at joelylesradio.com.
Your soul is dope.
The Rush Limbaugh Lie of the Day, 5 days a week at joelylesradio.com.
Every single fucking thing about you is dope.